conceive of something in your own selfish lust, what it's going to cause you to do is live in sin. And when you activate that sin and you nurture that sin, and you so it's sort of like this. When he says you're drawn away by your lust, and you conceive, and it gives birth to sin, it paints the picture of a pregnancy, right? And so you have this pregnancy going on, and you're nurturing it, you're getting your prenatal vitamins, you're going to your OB appointments, you're staying out of the room with people smoking, you're not drinking, and then at the end of the gestational period, you go through the agony of pushing out this child, and he says it brings forth death. You have a stillborn. So what James is saying is, whatever in your life you conceive of in lust is not going to produce anything that's living or productive in the end. So what does that look like? You ever wonder why? And you see it more lately than before, but I'm always perplexed by folks who, they're married for 25, 30 years. They got the kids out in the house, finally go to college. My wife and I talk about, shouldn't say this in front of the kids, but cover your ears. We just can't wait. Get these little jokers out of our house. We're going to travel. We're going to enjoy ourselves because we like each other. Right? We want to spend some time together without people knocking on the door all the time. But you see sometimes people who are in that situation, been married 25 years. Let's hold it out. People been married 25 years, and as soon as all the kids get out of the house, they look at each other like, I don't even want this anymore. And they end up divorced. 25, 30 years. Right? Because the death of marriage is not a spouse dying. The death of marriage is divorce. Right? One of the spouses dying is the completion of marriage. That's what we say in our vows. Until death do us part. That means we did it now. I'm not saying Jill don't go home and strangle Brian and say, I did it. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that's the completion or the fulfillment of marriage. But divorce is marriage bringing forth death. Why? Because oftentimes we don't go into the marriage looking for suitable help so that we can, as iron sharpens iron, sharpen the countenance of our spouse so that we might glorify God together. That's not what we're looking for in marriage. We're looking for marriage to satisfy our own selfish lust. You make me happy. She makes my knees weak. And then when that doesn't work because we've conceived of it in this selfish lust, eventually it brings forth death. What it means is when we go into the business venture, not because we want to be productive and use the gifts that God gave us to glorify Him and be productive, we're going into the business venture to satisfy our own financial lust, and then we actually go into the business and go crazy no matter if the business is successful or not. You ever seen people who are really successful in business, make plenty of money, but are the most miserable people you could ever be around? I mean, got money in the bank, don't ever have to work again, but can't smile if you pay them. Because they've conceived of this opportunity, this financial endeavor, this business, in selfish ambition, selfish lust, and that's why James is saying, don't be deceived. If you go about it that way, it's going to bring forth death in that situation. It's not going to bring forth the joy of the Lord. It's not going to bring forth peace. All right? You're not going to be blessed. It's a deception. He says every good and perfect gift comes from above. Why? Because God is in heaven wanting us to enjoy His presence and His benefits. But if we're unfaithful to Him because we're drawn away by what the enemy is luring us with, then we can't be blessed in that. All right? So I want to establish that foundation before we jump to Genesis. So let's go to